Hello and welcome to the QRC Winter Games New Zealand, fuelled by Forsyth Barr. We're here at Cardrona Alpine Resort for the ANC Slopestyle Freeski finals. We've got the men and women in action. 6 women, 10 men. They all qualified on Friday afternoon and now they're ready to throw down. As you can see, it's perfect conditions here in Cardrona for both the recreational skiers enjoying the snow and the competitive skiers who are going to throw down on the big bucks line. To help make sense of all of the action, I've got New Zealand royalty stood next to me, Mr. Jossie Wells. How you doing, Jossie?
Really good, mate. Perfect day up here. Breeze is nice and mellow, perfect sunshine. The course looks like it's riding really well. These riders are going to throw it down today.
Okay, you've had a look through the lineup. Who did you see in qualifying who impressed you?
Well, the top 3 qualifiers are Taisei Yamamoto from Japan. He's really known for his big spinning, so you'll see him spinning like a top on every feature. And then you have the 2 Kiwis, Ben Barclay and then my youngest brother Jackson Wales coming in 2nd and 3rd in qualifiers. All those 3 guys laced down some really, really solid runs in today's finals, so I imagine they're going to turn up the notch and get going.
There'll be no dynastic bias between you and Jackson, I'm sure.
No, definitely not.
What about the women's?
Eileen Gu was really, really strong, won the half pipe, so she's going to be rolling through here with some good confidence. Skied really well in qualifiers, so I think today we should put on a really good showing.
Okay, listen to this man. He's got a crystal ball into the world of free skiing. Right now, though, we're going to take a closer look at the host venue for today's proceedings, Cardrona Alpine Resort. Cardrona Alpine Resort is our host mountain for the freestyle program here at the QRC Winter Games New Zealand. Currently undergoing a transformation, the resort is home to some of the best park and pipe facilities in the world. Every year, the best freestyle athletes base themselves here at Cardrona for off-season training. It's also a mecca for recreational skiers and snowboarders coming to make the most of the extensive groomed trails and off-piste terrain. As they have been for most of a decade, the park, pipe and big air events for both freeski and snowboarding will be held here and are sure to deliver some truly spectacular winter sports action. There it is in all its glory, the White Star chair, which takes you up and over the big bucks line, which is used for all of the ANC and World Cup competitions here at Cardrona Alpine Resort. I'm joined by Jossie Wells in the commentary booth. Jossie, it's a perfect day for slope.
It is a perfect day, mate. This is only what you could dream of when it comes to slope-style events.
It's you can see here 5-degree air temperature, and the snow temperature is still -1, but that air temperature rising means the top layer is just starting to soften up, and that incentivizes people to start sending it, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, these riders are throwing themselves pretty high in the air, and it's always nice to have a little bit of cushion, a little bit of safety on the landing there. So as the snow starts to release a little bit, you can see there with the nice corduroy groomed, that's going to be nice and soft. So these are really going to give these riders some confidence going into this final. And
you can see from this shot, you've got 3 rail modules or man-made obstacles up at the top of the course. And these 2 features, the left and the right, are very, very critical because they're actually composite. So there's 2 rails making up each one. So a little bit of a lip there, a little bit of a balance change that everyone's got to lock into straight off the bat. And then that second feature there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, with this course at the top with these rails, you know, it's really going to set the standard for how the rest of your run's going to go. And sometimes it can get a little niggly. So you can see the riders as they drop in, they're really going to want to nail that first rail to build the confidence, and then they can just let it run for the rest of the run.
Looking back up the hill at the 3rd feature there, you've got the cannon on our right-hand side and then that wall ride on the left. Very few people using that QRC wall ride.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a little bit higher, a little more risk factor, and I mean, that's what it's going to take to stand out from the judges. So I think today you're going to see a lot more. See these riders really stepping up their game from the qualifying runs they did.
Okay, and then we're straight down into those 3 big kickers. And I've ridden a few jumps of this size, but I've never ridden anything that runs quite as smoothly as this line.
Yeah, this jump line is world renowned. I mean, people have been coming down here to ride this exact jump line for years and years. Really great for training, and it also is so good for competition. It's really smooth. The speed carries really nicely in between all the jumps. So, you know, whether it's a perfect sunny day like this or it's a little snowy, there's always speed to be able to go and make it through the course really smooth.
Well, we saw it this morning, people shaving off huge amounts of speed because it was still pretty icy and there was a bit of a tailwind. Having softened up, it'll slow down a bit, and it looks like the wind's backed off as well.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if it's, I mean, just looking at it from inside here, it makes me want to get out there and hit it, mate. It looks so perfect. You know, those flags right there, they look a little breezy, but in the real reality, when you're actually out there, you're not even going to feel that in the air.
Well, it's got a big billing to look up for. The standard was set this morning with the snowboard slopestyle, and in the men's it was a sight to behold. This is an ANC Cup, so it's a continental cup for Australia and New Zealand, but anyone can enter, but there are serious points up for grabs for the highest placed Australian or New Zealand competitor that they can carry into their World Cup season. But traditionally these continental cups don't see the heavy hitters. In the snowboarding this morning, Norway splurged their slopestyle team. Starle Sandbeck, Torgeir Bergrim, Isaac Ulstein were out there, and it's no different in the Freeski, is it? We've got some really heavy-hitting players.
Yeah, we do. I mean, with the Olympics now, with the qualifying starting next season, events like this are really, really key for nations to get nation spots and then athletes to get athlete spots so that they can even be in the running to get into the World Cup events to then qualify themselves to the Olympics. So now with the Olympic Games, it's really made all these events all the way down to this level super, super important. So that's why you're seeing some of the top riders in the world coming down and doing these.
Well, you've got riders, skiers like Ben Barclay, the young New Zealander, who's desperately looking for points so that he can crank up his bid for the 2020 Winter Youth Olympic Games.
Yeah, exactly, mate. I mean, it's all become a game of strategy, really. You know, I mean, you can always just like try your hardest at competitions to land, and obviously you want to win, but when it comes to like the qualifying series, it becomes like a real mathematical kind of equation to figure out how you can get enough points to make it to the Olympic Games. So it's kind of thrown a whole nother realm into the realm of competing.
Well, that's what we've seen with all of the governing bodies. It's been one of the big changes in snow sport over the last few years. A coach no longer just kind of tells you you've got this. That coach's role has been split into 3 or 4 different roles: the physical conditioning, the mental preparation, and then just the administration behind working out how and where you go to get the points you need to compete at the level you want to get to.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've been super fortunate in my years to be supported by Snow Sports New Zealand, and that's what they cover. They cover all of that so that these athletes are allowed to, or able to just show up to an event and concentrate on doing what they need to do, which is just ski, and then all the back end is all covered, and a lot of the national teams are doing that this way now.
You've been around since, what, you're 12 when you turned pro, or 13?
I was probably, 13, 14, something like that.
Okay. Does it amaze you the level that we've got to now? Because we've got a forerunner coming in, so you'll see what kind of the basic levels at, and it's phenomenal.
Oh mate, it's next level these days. You know, there's so many kids out here that are so hungry and they just like really want to send it. So I mean, here we go, coming through here over the rainbow rail, down to the waterfall section, coming into this cannon rail, setting up nice amount of speed for this first jump. Left side 360, just sneaking over the knuckle there, scrubbing a little bit of speed.
Oh, on the straight edge to the knuckle.
That is not what you want to do.
But everyone will be sat up there watching the forerunner and thinking, okay, but she gained the speed back there. Yep. So
I mean, that's like I was saying before, you know, this course really carries speed through it well. So even if you are to make a little muck up, you're still okay for the rest of the run, which is quite key.
Okay, so all of the competitors sat up there watching that forerun just to see how those kickers are running now that the midday sun has come in. This is the start list for the women. They've got 3 runs, best run counts. Laura Wotton of New Zealand will open us up. Then it's Yang Rui of China, Mayu Himoto, then Abby Harrigan, Ruby Andrews, and then the winner of the half-pipe ANC contest last weekend, Eileen Gu. But first up, it's New Zealand's Laura Wotton. Skied the Women's Open and won it for the New Zealand Slopestyle Series in its inaugural year last year. Managed to raise $3,000 to go on a Northern Hemisphere sojourn. Comes out of Glen Innes in Auckland. Laura Wootton dropping in.
There we go. Opting for the left side rail feature. Sliding to the end there. As she makes her way into the waterfall rail. She's opted for the down bar. Whoa, just coming off there, keeping it together. She's got 3 runs. Opting to come around there. All right, first jump with the left side 360, just sneaking over the knuckle.
Shaved off a bit of speed.
Here we go into the final jump. And here's the knuckle. Alrighty, solid first run.
What do you think? Like, she's opted there, obviously. I don't think speed was the issue. Is it more of a confidence thing?
Yeah, I think, you know, with the first run, there's a lot of nerves that go on, you know. It's like, it's nice to just get into the start gate and really shake those nerves off. So I think as we come into the second and third runs, we'll see her step it up.
Yeah, 33.33 for Laura Wootton. Very, very standard score from the judges if you ride straight through. Now it's the turn of Yang Ruyi of China.
Coming into the left side rail, sliding to the end, carrying some good speed. Ditching a little bit of speed there, into the down bar, nice and smooth. Coming into the wall ride feature. Whoop, big 180 next to it, coming and switching to the first jump over that left shoulder. Switch left 180, going huge, carrying good speed. Into a right side 360, nice and smooth, carrying good speed through this run. Into a left side 360, landing it clean. Nice first run.
Okay, what we can do here, if you've never watched free skiing slopestyle before, this run actually works perfectly to start to introduce you, because she's done all of the basic requirements there, but there's very little of the finesse. We've got no grabs on any of the airs. Let's take a look at the score. 51.33, so an improvement on Laura Wootton's first score, but still we're very much in the mid-range. When you start to see a big technical run, that's going to come in around 75. So now Mayu Himoto from Japan.
Okay.
Mate, the Japanese are known for their style through the ski and snowboard world. Really making waves throughout the years. Let's see. Coming into the first feature here. Right foot forward, back 270 out. Really, really smooth. It's shaping up nicely.
Stepped up the technicality as well.
Here we go. Down bar, sliding that, carrying good speed. Nice, smooth 180 next to the wall ride. Coming in, looking over the right shoulder. Switch right 5.
Sent it deep.
Really deep, carrying good speed. Into a right side 360. Reaching for that grab there. That was nice. Coming into the last feature. Left side 360 mute grab, nice and smooth. Some grabs in there, spinning both ways, some spinning off the rails. Overall solid first run.
If you're a coach, this is pretty much textbook what you want to see first run. It's not insane on any level, but it's 3 runs and it gives her a platform to build on for those second and third runs.
Yeah, totally. She'll be super confident after landing that to her feet, and now she can just go out there and step it up without any risk of, you know, knowing that you haven't landed a run yet. It's just really nice to get one under your belt.
Okay, good settler here from Mayu Himoto.
Very nice 360 mute grab there to finish it off.
Okay, so 69.
Yep.
And that's exactly what we were talking about with that judge's first kind of big score to play with.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, Abby Harrigan out of Jindabyne in Australia, 17 years old, came 6th in the Junior World Championship Big Air here last year.
Coming into the first rail, nice slide with the Japan grab off the end, showing that control. Ditching a little speed there, coming into the down bar. Just sneaking off a little bit early. You really want to grease these rails to the end to give those judges what they want to see. But backing it up with a nice frontside 270 out of the cannon rail. Switch left side, 540, just sneaking over the knuckle. Want to carry that speed into the second one here. Right side 360. Little squirrely in the end, but she's carrying good speed into this last jump with the left side 360, landing it clean. I don't think that was quite as clean as the last run, just because there wasn't any grabs on those spins, but she landed on her feet.
the key part of this run for me, first two rail features, really nice and smooth. She's the only woman so far to have taken on the third rail feature. That's going to cost her though, isn't it?
Yeah.
That second one.
It is.
She took on the cannon and everyone else has aired past that. So she has got a bit of an up there, but as you say, a bit loose here.
A little bit loose. I mean, the arms are flailing around a little bit there. I mean, it's going to feel good to land on your feet though, you know, it's like it's first run. That's why we have 3 runs out here.
Okay, let's hear from Abby.
Okay, Abby, good to throw one down?
Yeah, happy with that. Put one down to the feet. So hopefully step it up next run.
Jindabyne's finest with a 59 on her first score. So 4 of the 6 women down in their first of 3 runs. Maya Himoto leads with a 69. Abby Harrigan on a 59. Yang Rui is in third on a 51.33. So it's Ruby Andrews of New Zealand ready to drop.
All right, Ruby. It's the home ski resort. Let's see what she can win. Boom, big frontside 450 out of the first rail. Solid Ed.
Dream start.
Down bar, greasing it to the end, nice and smooth. Just looking really confident out here this morning. Backside 450, landing switch, coming over, looking over the right shoulder. Switch right side, 720. Stomped it there. Over the other shoulder, switch 180, carrying the speed.
Floating
All
through
right.
that one.
And the last jump. 540, just missing the grab and squirreling a little bit there.
But still up on the rails,
Yeah,
the
the
smoothest.
rail line was amazing. Best rail line so far. The first jump was really great. I'm just thinking that maybe something went wrong with that switch left side half cab. I think with the whole run was looking really, really smooth and she was spinning a lot. So I think something kind of went up then. I don't think she meant to go half cab.
Yeah, she's got that lovely switch left, switch right 7,
This
and then
one here, yeah.
Okay, well, she's got. It's going to be fascinating to see the score now because I still think it's one of the strongest runs we've seen, top to bottom.
I mean, the rail line was so smooth, and she still landed on her feet, you know. So I don't know, we'll see.
So, Ruby, a very tidy rail section. How about the rest of the run?
Not my best jump run, but I'm hoping to clean it up for my second run. Yeah.
Okay, no sign there that she missed that switch right side, left-sided spin, but we'll see where she goes on that one. Now, back up at the top, she won the half pipe last weekend. Can she do the same in the slope? 77.33, the score to beat for Eileen Gu.
Eileen dropping in, coming around switch onto the first rail. Switch on pretzel 270, really technical trick. Into the waterfall rail, nice and smooth, carrying good speed. She's opting for the cannon as also. Frontside 450 safety grab, looking so solid. She'll be happy with that rail line. Into a Rodeo 5 mute. Oh, just all the control.
She looks
Switch.
so smooth, doesn't she?
Mate. Switch left side 540 tail grab, coming into the last jump now. Right side 7 tail. Wow. Wow. Very smooth, Eileen. Nicely done.
So,
she's going to be chuffed.
Oh, very, very happy with that. Look, just as composed as she did in the pipe last weekend. What's fascinating, we saw her get bitten off on a right 9 on the first hit of the pipe last week, and she got up and just went straight back into it. And she's the same here. She just attacks the course.
Yeah, I mean, from top to bottom, she just showed that she had total control the whole time, you know?
Okay, big run here. I'd say at this stage, not completely out of reach for Ruby Andrews.
Not completely out of reach, but this is going to be a very, very high score.
You know it's bad.
So, Eileen, you obviously love the pipe here. Tell us about this course.
Course is so good. I think it's running better today than it has any other day. Speed is fast, but it's a little bit slushy because it's so warm. So conditions are really ideal. So good. I really have nothing bad to say about this place in general. I love Cardrona. Yeah.
Okay, she was granted citizenship for China back in June, having grown up skiing and training in the United States. So it'll be an interesting time for her. She has absolutely dominated the USA Nationals. I think she's won pipe and slope every year since 2010.
Well, I mean, with that run that she just laid down, there's no wonder. She's killing it.
Okay, Ruby Andrews has got a little bit of a battle on her hands to reel in Eileen Gu over the next 2 runs. But right now, we're moving across to the men's side of the finals. We have 10 men in, and they line up like this. Peter Reich, Cameron Waddell, Ruka Ito, Troy Podmilsak, Luca Harrington, the local boy, Toma Matsura, Jen Fuji, Jackson Wells, Jossie's brother, is in there, qualified in 3rd. Ben Barkley from Ruapehu, and then Taisu Yamamoto is up at the top. So Peter Reich is going to kick us off. See what he's got. 19-year-old, been competing around the world in the last year.
Switch right, 270 on, continuing 270 out. Really smooth. Into a left side 450, 270 out, just losing balance there a little bit, but still carrying good speed. Backside 630 out of the cannon rail, coming in forwards into the first jump. Right side dub 10 and just coming unstuck on that landing there. Oof.
Yeah, he's had a little bit of experience at this level, got a 10th at the World Cup in Mammoth back in March, so...
Nice. Smooth 5 for the people.
Where do you think we're going to get to jump-wise? 12s?
I mean, this is the finals today, you know. You have to be right on the edge. I mean, everyone's going to be bringing their A game, so I think you're going to see some 1440s today. I think 10s and 12s are going to be stock standard in this men's final.
Next run.
Deep sigh from Peter Reich there. He knows that he needs to improve on that. Interestingly, been working with Tommy Pyatt, the NZ coach. Next in, Cameron Waddell, another man with a famous coach. He's been working a lot with Russ Henshaw, the legendary Australian free skier. He's out of Jindabyne.
Alrighty, coming in switch to start this run off. Switch left 270. Oh, slipping out and coming unstuck there. Oh, mate.
And that is not the way you want to start your runs,
No,
is it?
it is not. I mean, it goes back to what I was saying before, you know, that first rail is so key to set the tone for the rest of the run.
I mean, you spent the best part of, what, 15 years competing?
Oh, yeah.
Like, how does it get easier mentally as you build experience, or do you always have those nerves?
You do get more used to being able to handle in those situations, but I think every contest is different because it just depends on how you're skiing at the time, the certain tricks that you've got at the time. And with this game, like every single year, the level's changing. So just to keep up with the game, you know, it's really tough work. So even if you do have some really good experience, you know, there's still kids that are coming through pushing that level up.
Well, you say that. Cameron Waddell broke his back in 2017, so just trying to catch up with the time, he would have missed that. Next in, Ruka Ito of Japan. Just 15 years old, won a couple of national level competitions.
Switch right 270, continuing 270. Start the run off looking smooth. Into a left side 450 to switch. Coming in switch right. Into the cannon rail, pretzel 450 out. Continuing to ski backwards. Switch right side, Misty 9. Really smooth with the mute grab, carrying good speed here. To the right side, dub 10, mute grab. Opening up a little, but still smooth, no hand touches. Into a left side, dub 10, just sitting down a little bit in the end there. I mean, solid run trick-wise, but in this final, you're going to have to keep your butt off the ground.
All the ingredients are there, he just hasn't quite mixed them properly, has he? It's a little bit ragged around the edges. If he can clean this up, though, it's a good, steady run.
It's a really solid run. I mean, that's, you know, first run of 3 to land that to your feet. It's going to give him great confidence to go into the next run and just really polish it up.
Oh, there you go. A little hand drag. He might have managed to keep his hand off the snow. 45 points, so he moves into the lead, but we're only 3 skiers into this 10-man final. So there's still a long, long way to go. 3 runs, best run will count. Troy Podmilsak, a.k.a. T-Pod, dropping in.
T-Pod coming in. Right side, 450 to switch. Nice, really starting it off with a hammer. Switch left side, 270 to switch. Into switch onto the cannon to a front side 630 out. To a switch right, dub 9, just squeaking it around there. Woo-hoo. Right side, dub 14. Wow.
It's the opposite of the first jump where he was struggling for speed. He sent the second one.
Into a left side, dub 14. Woo. Lot of spinning from T-pods.
Okay, heavy hitting jump line from the kid out of Park City. Love that tag on the first rail.
I mean, that's the biggest spin we've seen onto that rail yet.
Looked
All
like
the qualifiers too.
He killed a bit of his pop on that first kicker.
He did. This one here with the right side, dub 14, spinning, stomp. And backing it up with another way. Left side, dub 14. Just kind of missing the tail grab there, so I think the judges might dock him a little bit for that. But overall, pretty solid run.
So Troy, working hard up there. You enjoying it?
Yeah, it's so perfect out here. Like, slushy, best day yet of the season for me up here. Very nice.
Okay, 60 points, and it is first place for now, but we're running in reverse order of qualification, so there's some decent talent coming down behind him. And the man up at the top now, Luca Harrington, out of New Zealand, older brother Ben, dad Greg, both coaches here in Cardrona. The Harrington family, part of the free skiing furniture in Cardrona. Let's see what he's got here.
All right, Luca. Coming and switch into the first feature here. Switch on, switch up, continuing 270, looking really smooth. Right side 450, 270 out. Oh, like he was nothing. Very, very smooth. Misty 630 out of the cannon rail. Nice rail line into the jump line here. Right side, dub 12 blunt. To a switch right, dub 9, squeaking the tips around. Into right side, dub 7, landing like it ain't nothing.
So strategic on the last jump there?
Yeah,
Do you think he backed away a little bit on the dub 7 just to make sure he's got a score in the bag?
I mean, the thing with the dub 7 is it's less spinning, but it's actually a really, really difficult trick to hold that axis the way it is. The only thing I'm thinking is that these were all right side spins. He's just lacking a left side spin here.
Okay, couple of things for him to work on. Beautiful on that though.
Amazing. Great execution.
So throwing one down, but what have you got to work on for run 2?
Oh, I landed, ended up forward on my second jump where I was meant to land switch, but just got to get going a bit faster into the second jump so I have more time to bring it around. But yeah, pretty happy with that run so far. So yeah.
Okay, you heard it there, Jossie.
Exactly. He just told me why he only spun right on all the jumps. Just not quite enough speed into that last one. You know, those tips just sneaking around. He was meant to land switch, which meant he would have come in and done a switch left side trick.
Okay, well, it was enough for first place, 80.66. Next in, Toma Matsura from Gifu in Japan.
Switch left side, 270 on, continuing 270 out, starting the run off nicely. Into the left side 450 on, just kind of missing the rail a little bit there. Switch on front 450. Let's see what the jump line holds. Right side 9 tail grab. Into a switch left, dub 12. Just sneaking over the knuckle there. Finishing it off with a left side dub cork 10 safety. Perfect execution on that one. Very nice.
Loving that one. Where do you stand on the no poles debate, Jossie?
Yeah.
Mate, it's a tough one. It's very, it's personal preference. I think some people look really great with it, some people not so much. But, you know, the sport is all about doing exactly what you want. There's no rules. You can do exactly what you want and you can express yourself how you like. So, power to all people, mate.
That is the best answer I've heard to that question, so I'm going to go with that one from now on. Okay, so...
Really smooth dub 10 to finish that off. That's got to feel great.
Yeah, 16-year-old out of Japan, waiting on his score, 73.33. And we're just over halfway through the first runs here at the Winter Games Freeski Slopestyle Finals. And we've got Luca Harrington of New Zealand in first place. Now it's the turn of Jen Fuji from Japan. Rips half pipe as well as slope. Oh, and he's
nice
got this
transfer line.
Super creative little...
Yes, there we go. Love that. Love that creative line. That's what the judges want to see. 450 on, bringing it back to forward. Very smooth. To a backside 630 tail grab off the rail. The rail line set him up nicely. To a left side dub cork 10 safety grab. Into the right side 9 tail. This is shaping up to be a beautiful run, Ed.
Going very, very smooth, and then he sent it here.
Big switch left dub 12 to finish it off, and just kind of sitting down on the end there. That's a real shame, because that run from the top was beautiful. A lot of creativity, bringing the variety that the judges want to see. I mean, when it comes to being in this final, your whole job is to separate yourself from the crowd, and that's the first time we've seen that kind of rail line be done. He's doing his job.
It's hilarious for me being sat in here and watching your body language. As soon as he did that line, you shifted forward in your seat and started watching. And I know that next door in the judges' room, they would have been doing exactly the same thing.
Exactly, Ed.
Just so big, he couldn't quite stop the rotation. Goes into the back seat. Let's see how the judges have punished him heavily for that.
Yeah, I mean, the execution is so key. You have to bring perfection these days. The level's so high that you just need to do it perfectly, or you're going to get docked.
Okay, it's Jossie's brother in the mix, Jackson Wells. First and I think only man ever to lay a quad down here in Cardrona on skis. Let's see what he's got for us. First run of 3.
All right, Jackson coming in on the left side here. Another unique line with the right side 270 on, coming into this waterfall feature. Big 450 to switch. Coming and switch into this wall ride. Switch on, back 2. First person we've seen to hit the wall ride.
And again, it's separating yourself from the crowd.
Big left side, dub 9. Coming and switch over the left shoulder. Switch left, double misty 12. He's looking solid coming into this last jump. Into the right side, dub 10. Boom! Very smooth. Just sneaking over the knuckle at the end there, but mate.
Oh,
very
love
smooth.
That
He's going to be stoked.
Superb. That's the ski equivalent of a Euro car.
Beautiful run, Grommy.
How you doing, bro?
Beautiful.
Boom. I love this. Switch on, pretzel 2 on the wall ride.
And
that's a big trick.
Separation.
It is.
And then the axis on this was beautiful.
Crazy axis, dub 9. This was crazy right here. Switch double misty 12. So much commitment on that trick. I'll never do that in my life.
And he comes very close to the knuckle there, but
very
still
close.
Slides it in.
Oh, just sneaks over.
Good clean run. Yeah.
Well, Jackson, your brother's talking you up, but what did you think?
It felt pretty good. I feel like probably a couple of areas in there that I could clean up, but super happy with the first run and score a 80 to beat, so we'll just have to wait and see, eh?
There's a great debate, always raging, who are all 77.66. So sits underneath Luca Harrington, but at the moment, New Zealanders enjoying this final as we get into the business end of the first runs, because we've got Luca Harrington in first and Jackson Wells in second, with one Kiwi still to drop. The kid out of Auckland, Ben Barclay.
Ben coming in on this left side feature. Switch left 270, pretzel 450, starting things off really nicely. Coming into this down bar, right side 270, 270 out, really smooth. Switch on, front side 450, rodeo out. Solid rail line into the left side, dub cork 10 mute grab. To the right side, dub cork 12 safety. Really smooth. Coming into this last jump switch. Switch left side, double cork 1260. Really smooth run from Ben. Solid riding from top to bottom. That's what the judges want to see, Ed.
Very, very strong. Started skiing age 6, and it shows here the planks are like an extension of his body.
Yeah, great high mute grab on that dub 10. Back it up with the right side. Beautiful safety grab. Solid stomp. And then this last switch dub 12.
Big numbers and a lot of variety in terms of the grabs and the spins. A solid run for Ben Barclay.
Okay. Ben, the commentators are saying, is it solid? Do you agree?
Yeah, had a few bobbles here and there, a few things to work on, but pretty happy for a first run. Yeah.
Well, that score, 87.33, means that the top three, with just one rider left to drop in these first runs, is a New Zealand lockout. Ben Barkley from Luca Harrington from Jackson Wells. Only this man can spoil the party, at least for the first run. It's Taisei Yamamoto, and he's fully capable of doing that, Jossie.
Yes, he is. Start your engines, ladies and gentlemen. This man is about to spin his way all the way down Cardrona.
Okay.
Front side switch up, 450 out. Is he going forwards? No, he's going switch. Switch left, 270, pretzel 450 out. To the backside, 630, stomp, coming in forward into this jump line. Big right side dub 10 safety grab, looking smooth. And to the left side, dub 12 mute grab. Loved how he fell out of that just there. To switch right side, dub 10 truck driver. Really solid run from Taisei. Great skiing.
And that truck driver grab on the last jump, it's so beautiful because you have to have complete control to be able to do it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what the judges want to see. They want to see that you have perfect control of every one of your tricks. And Taisei has just showed us that in this whole run.
All the way, top to bottom. Challenging the judges to find a mistake anywhere in this run where they can mark him down.
I loved how he fell out of that 12. That was awesome. Big truck driver. Total control, total mastery. Beautiful run.
I like New Zealand. I like this course. Today is so good day.
Everyone loves Taisei, such a positive force, not least when he's got a disco gum shield in. Let's see what the judges think. 84.33. So it's good enough for second place. He knocks your brother, Jossie, out of the top three. Jackson Wells moves into fourth. Luca Harrington in third. But Ben Barkley, for the moment, retains the top spot with that 87.33. Early days, though. Just one run of three down. But some good consistency and a lot of skiers with first run scores on the board, Jossie.
Yeah, mate, this final is just heating up. First runs under their belts. They're going to come out blazing for the next second and third run.
Okay, back on to the women's side of the draw, and the start list looks like this. Laura Wooten, Yang Ruyi, Mayu Himoto, Abby Harrigan, Ruby Andrews with a solid run, and the current leader, Eileen Gu, dropping last. She was first place qualifier. But Laura Wooten on her first run, not completely confident with all of the kickers, but we'll see if she steps it up now that she's finding her feet.
Alrighty, Laura coming in this first rail. Frontside 450 out, shuffling it around. Coming into this down bar. There we go, greased it to the end this time. Just building confidence throughout this run. Skiing around the wall ride again. Carrying speed into this first jump. Left side 360. Ow! Clipping the knuckle. That is not where you want to land, Ed.
Yeah, she needed a bit more speed on that one. The knuckle is... Okay, you could hear the medics asking after her straight away. Just not enough speed there, and she takes all of the impact to the knuckle. The knuckle comes right before the sweet spot.
That's where all the gym work comes in handy, mate. All those squats in the gym so you can do that.
All that yoga to make you bendy as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so Laura Wooten, disappointment for her. 12.33 on that second run, but you can see the medic talking to her there. If she can gather herself, I know that she got a really nasty hematoma on her hand in Ruka, Finland at the end of the Northern Hemisphere winter. And a lot of these guys, you forget, they're taking big slams a lot of the time, so they're managing injuries. Yang Ruyi of China on her second run. If you just joined, welcome to the Freeski Slope Finals here at the Winter Games. It's just starting the second runs of the Slopestyle Finals.
Greasing that first rail nice and smooth. Taking the second rail also. Carrying speed throughout this course. Big 180 next to the wall ride. Coming and switch into the first jump. Looking over the left shoulder. Switch left side half cab. Reaching for the Japan grab there. Into the right side 360. Just clipping the knuckle. This course runs well though, so she should be good on this last jump. Nice. Left side 540. Landing it smooth.
Yeah, there was a fair bit of courage there.
Big time, a lot of commitment.
Into the 5, just because you're watching that knuckle come up, and she was right on the edge of it. Currently sat on a 51.33. Yang Ruyi will want to see that shift a little bit, but with that landing, I'm not sure it can. Here's the 5.
5 was really smooth. I don't know if it's going to update the score too much.
Well, you called it. She's improved it by 2/3 of a point. 51.33 going up to 52. So Maya Himoto currently on a 69. Had a couple of really nice smooth trips up on the rails to start. She can tie it all together with the jumps, and she'll be on a much stronger score, I think.
All right, starting this run off on the left side rail feature with a backside 270 out, nice and smooth. Into the down bar, greasing it to the end. Opting to jump next to the wall ride. Nice 180 to carry, set herself up for this first jump switch. The switch right side, 540, reaching for the tail grab. Into a right side 180, high safety. This is shaping up nicely. To the final jump, left side 360, just squeaking over the knuckle.
Overall, the execution looked on point, though.
Yeah, it did. Execution was great. All the way, really smooth all the way through. The tail grab there on the switch 5 was really, really nice.
And the moment you start reaching for the tips of the skis, then you're slowing down the rotations, aren't you? So it shows the more adventurous those grabs are, then the more control and mastery you've got.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, the further you grab away from your feet, the more it's easier for the judges to see it.
Okay, Maya Himoto picked up a couple of wins in Pyeongchang in the events after. Oh, she's excited about. Scored 70.66. So Himoto not improving her position, but she's got a little more distance between her and the Australian Abby Harrigan, who's just behind her in 4th place. And Abby Harrigan is going to be next in to drop. So if she wants the podium, she's got to improve by just under 12 points. If she wants the top spot, then she's got to hit 88.33.
Abby starting off the run here with a Japan grab off the rail, showing that consistency. Into a nice slide on the down bar. Frontside 270 off the final rail feature. Set herself up switch for the switch left side 540. Into the left side 7, just washing out there. I don't know if she's going to be able to carry the speed here. Oh, full commitment into the right side 360. Nice job all the way to the end.
Using that outside ski to try and slow the rotation and just lost a bit of traction.
Yeah, exactly. That showed amazing commitment though, from that second jump landing to then carry on into the third jump.
Here it is. Right ski just sliding away from her, but like you said, she single track mind, just wanted to fast track down to the third kicker.
Yeah, exactly.
So Abby, what happened up there?
Slipped out a little bit on the second jump. Got another run to clean it up there.
Okay, 49.66. That sounds like Maddie Cox in the background, giving her a cheer. Fellow Australian, you can't miss him if you've ever come across him. He's full of froth right to the brim. Now it's the turn of Ruby Andrews. She's chasing down Eileen Gu on a score of 88.33. She got bronze at the Junior World Championship halfpipe in Lausanne earlier in the year.
Kicking off the run with a nice frontside 450 off the rail. Into greasing this second rail. This is shaping up quite nicely, Ed. Backside 450 out this time. Setting herself up, switching to this first jump. Oh!
Ow. Right, so speed, since we've seen from Laura Wooten, and almost with Maya Himoto, is an issue here.
Yeah, just as it's getting into this like early afternoon, the snow does start softening up a little bit. I'm just wondering if that's what's causing these riders to kind of just start to go a little smaller on these jumps.
Yeah, you've got a nice bit of give on the knuckles when you do land like that because the snow is soft, but that's stealing the speed on the run-ins. And interestingly, the landings here are south-facing, the takeoffs are north-facing. So the takeoffs are getting soft, the landings, further down them you go, the harder they
it's
get.
Eileen up top at the course. If you're watching the live stream from San Francisco, and if your name is Mick, Daniela, Ellie, or Dom, I love you guys. Thanks for watching. Yeah, I hope you enjoy watching me ski. Oh, also, hi, Mom.
Shout out to the San Fran crew from the Beijing girl. She speaks fluent Mandarin with a Beijing accent, but she grew up in San Francisco skiing at Squaw Valley. Eileen Gu, the woman who's going to come and challenge some of the big names in women's free skiing over the next couple of years, is on course.
Switch on, coming out forwards. She's going to be nice and confident in this run after landing that first run with a score of 88. Time to step it up here. Frontside 450 out, going huge. Speed is obviously not an issue for Eileen here. Big rodeo 5 mute grab. Coming in switch left side 540. Another smooth tail grab from Eileen here. Setting up the last jump. Big right side 900 tail grab. Boom, boom.
She's not waiting to be prompted, is she? She doesn't need anyone else to push her. She's just steadily stepping up on her own.
Exactly.
Eileen Gu currently on an 88.33, and this run was even better. She's going to stretch out the daylight between her and New Zealander Ruby Andrews. Currently on a 77.33, so 11 points between them, but I reckon she's notched this up 1 or 2.
Mate, you can just see the confidence screaming through her skiing.
Well, and you're riding this course like you brought it with you. What do you love the best about it?
I really love the rails. I've always been a big rail fan, and so rails are big, rails are fun. You got time to do anything you want on these, actually. You can spin on, spin off, so I think that would be my favorite part. Yes.
Okay, big fan of the rails. Interesting, scores come in lower though, 83.66.
I think on that first rail, she didn't spin out like she did on the first run.
Okay, so results from the second run of the women. They've just got 1 run left. Eileen Gu leads with both of her scores. Ruby Andrews is hot on her heels though in second place, and Maya Himoto is in third. Transferring back across though now to the men's. And we've got an interesting battle starting to develop at the top here. 3 very strong Kiwis split by Taisei Yamamoto. Luca Harrington, Ben Barkley, Jackson Wells, all looking to cement their positions back up on the podium. We're kicking off though with Peter Reich.
Get it, boy!
Peter Reich dropping in switch into the second run. Switch right side 270 on, continuing 270 out. Into the left side 450 on, 270 out. Very smooth. Cannon rail, backside 630, getting corked. Into a big right side, dub 1080 safety grab. Following it up with the left side, dub cork 12 safety grab. Showing the diversity of his tricks here. Finishing off with a switch, right side, dub cork 1080. Very solid run.
And he was in no doubt there, was he? He wanted to absolutely send those. Having seen a few of the women come up short, he really made sure he was deep in the landings.
Yeah, exactly. Bringing out all the stops in the final here at Cardrona Alpine Resort. This course is running beautifully.
You can hear the cheers from the people getting that perfect view from the White Star chair.
Yeah, this last switch dub cork 10, really beautiful. Big safety grab. Stomp.
Peter, a lot happier after that one, eh?
Yeah, finally made it through one on my feet. Got some upgrading to do on the last run, but so happy to land that one. Finally.
Peter Reich, pretty stoked with that one. It's going to be a definite improvement on his first run score of 18.33. Question is, how far? At the moment, podium is 80.66. He gets a 74.66, which is good enough for 5th place. Middle of the field, tucked in behind Jackson Wells, just ahead of Toma Matsura. So back up to the top now, and we're in with Cameron Waddell, the kid out of Jindabyne, just 19 years old. Got 13th in slopestyle and 9th in pipe at the 2016 Youth Olympic Games. Been stepping it up onto the international scene since there. Got a third at the ANC slope here a couple of weeks ago, and he looked smooth through the first set of rails.
Nice switch 450 onto this waterfall down bar. Following it up with a big frontside 450 out, carrying good speed into this first jump. Big right side dub cork 10 mute grab. Following it up with a huge left side dub cork 1260 and just coming unstuck on the landing the edge.
Yeah, got fully committed on the edges, didn't he?
Yeah, massive. Really fell out of the sky on that one.
Well, we got talking about Cam Waddell earlier on because he broke his back in 2017, and the speed of progression and the marks that you need to hit with freeskiing are just phenomenal, aren't they?
Oh yeah.
Can't miss a season.
Sometimes when you mess with the bull, you get the horns.
So Cameron, tell us about that. Big improvement on the first run.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. Made it past the first rail though, so pretty stoked to get that off the chest. But yeah, just pretty stoked to be out here. Beautiful weather, loving New Zealand. Stoked to be here. Cheers.
2 runs down and a lot of work still to do for Cameron Waddell.
Thank you.
To make sure that he does himself proud on that third and final run. Next in, Ruka Ito of Japan.
Kicking things off with a switch right, 270 on, continuing 270 out. Making his way into this waterfall rail. 450 on, just nicking it there. Coming and switch into this cannon rail. Switch on, front side. 630 out. Switch right, Misty 9. Just nicking the nail on the first jump. Into a right side dub cork 10 on that second. On this last jump now for a big left side dub cork 1080.
Solid run. Decent solid run from Ruka Ito.
Solid run.
But a couple of little mistakes in there.
Yeah, I think the this first jump here, nicking the landing just there, is not going to help his score or his knees.
Yeah. Closer inspection. This one does not pass quality control. And we said it before, we'll say it time and time again, the judges are just looking for those kind of excuses. Their job's hard enough as it is. When you give them big signposts like that, though, then they are not going to wait.
I mean, he should be feeling confident going into this third run, though. Like those last 2 jumps, he's really, really smooth. So as long as he cleans up that first jump, he should be in for a good score.
Okay, so 45 from his first run. Interesting to see. I can't see that going much above high 50s, low 60s. Not with the level of perfection we've had from the New Zealanders, Jackson Wells, Ben Barkley and Luca Harrington, or from the man currently sat in second, Taisei Yamamoto. Oh, 70.66, so Ruka Ito pushes a little bit harder with that, and he moves above Troy Podmilsack from 8th place into 7th.
And now he has the chance to back it up. TJ Schiller, his coach at the top, skiing royalty. It's always great to have that man in your corner.
Well,
Starting off with the right side 450 again. Beautiful way to kick off a run. Into a switch left 270, pretzel 270. Coming and switch into this cannon rail. Switch on, front side 630 out. Into a switch, Misty 9 tail grab. Right side, dub cork 10 mute. What's he got on this last jump for us? Left side, dub 14.
Oh, and so close.
Just under rotating the tad there.
And I'm pretty sure that's a roll on to the back of frustration rather than pain. So disappointing there for Troy. He's on a real flyer. Just ran out of room. He got squashed, didn't he? Oh! Oh!
How are your knees feeling there, Ed?
Oh, that was horrible. Wow, what it must be
Yeah.
to be 15 and have rubber knees like that.
So what happened there?
Oh, I just kind of started a little slow and then got hung up on my grab, but I'm good. So we're gonna try it again.
How on earth are his medial ligaments still in one piece? Okay, back up to the top now with Luca Harrington of New Zealand. Currently sat in third place on an 80.66. If he can add 7 points to his current score, then he'll reel in Ben Barkley in first.
If you can remember right from the first run, Luca didn't do exactly what he had planned and he still got an 80, so I'm really excited to see what he can bring all the way down this second run. Switch on, switch up, backside 270 out, starting off nicely with the right side 450 on, backside 270 out into the cannon rail. Big, misty, 630 out of that, coming into the jump line now. Dub cork, 1260 to the right, into the switch right, dub cork 10, there we go. That's where he messed up the first run. Finishing it off with a switch left side, dub 10!
Oh! That was James Woods-esque, sent beyond the last line and absolutely stomped.
Going to the moon.
Luca Harrington, take a bow. You said it, you called it at the start, Jossie, that you're excited to see where he could go with this. The start of the run, all the same, but he really started to push through the kickers.
Yeah, exactly. Solid rail line, and this is where it started to heat up. The right side, dub cork 1260 tail, taking the jump, massive. And here's where he messed up the first run, and this run was able to bring it around to 1080. Coming in switch, look at this last jump. Straight to the moon. Switch, dub cork 10, slamming down and keeping it together.
Oh my goodness, he was still going up over the knuckle.
Beautiful.
Well, look, you nearly landed in the bottom car park. What's going on?
I was focusing on getting more speed that run, as the run before I was going a bit slow, and guess I just pumped it a bit too hard, but still happy to land, and yeah, really happy with that run so far.
Okay, I can't wait to see if the judges are as well. Currently, Luke Harrington on an 86.6, and that was a definite improvement. He's in third place. Taisei Yamamoto is just under 4 points ahead of him on an 84.33. Just under 7 points ahead of him is fellow countryman Ben Barkley. So, what do you reckon, Jossie? Can he move into the top spot?
I mean, it's tough when it comes to going massive on a jump like that, because yes, you go bigger, so it is technically harder, but you're also giving up some of that that execution when you go that big. You know, you saw his skis kind of wobble around a bit when he landed, just holding onto it. So it's a tough job for the judges, because it was huge and it was amazing and really difficult, but you also give up a little bit of that execution when you go that big.
Well, two of the three kickers were monstrous. The first and the third he sent so deep. And certainly if you're on a single jump, big air contest, then that's cranking you big points. It's really, the hardest trick is to go massive. But whether the judges, we've seen them today, prioritizing execution. And yep, you're right, Jossie. He's improved 83, but it's not enough. Just 1.33 points shy of Taisei Yamamoto. So Luca Harrington stays in third place. Okay. Next in Toma Matsura of Japan. His best score 73.33. To beat is that 87.33 of Ben Barkley. Get the impression that Toma's got something in his bag of tricks that could take him close.
Kicking off this run with a switch left side, 270 on, 270 out. Coming into this waterfall rail, 450 on to switch. Beautiful execution on that. Switch on, front side 450 out of the cannon rail. Into a right side cork 9, just squeaking it around there. Into a switch left dub cork 12 and just under rotating there. Just kind of missed the pop a little bit on that one. You saw his trajectory was like really flat, and you know, that's what happens. You under rotate when you don't have quite enough air.
Yeah, we've seen it on that first run from Toma as well. He just, a couple of the directions the spin he has, he doesn't get the rotation he wants, and when you're landing that close to the knuckle, got to point it.
Yeah, just needed another couple feet of air there to really pull that one around.
Okay. Toma Matsura will definitely be relying on that first run score at the moment, but it feels like he's got a bit of room to improve that. So it all comes down to the third run for Toma Matsura. Next in, Jen Fuji. So
big Japanese chair squat at the top. Here we go, coming into this creative, unique rail line. Once again, aces it. Judges are loving it. To a left side, 450 on, bringing it back to forwards. Nice and technical there. Into a backside 630 out. Tail grab, kicking off the jumps forwards. With a forward left, up cork 10. Into the second jump. Big right side, cork 9 tail grab. Execution on this run is flawless currently. Into the switch left side, dub cork 12. Beautiful run top to bottom. He's going to be stoked with that one.
So Jen Fuji on a 53 from a sketchy first run. He's going to move up through the rankings. Currently in 9th place, just ahead of Cam Waddell. Love the style on that one. Great grab, beautiful. And then he whips the skis out through that last 270.
And this switch 12 at the end. Textbook. Absolute perfect. Fist pump there. He's stoked. Man, that's the best feeling in the world, riding out from a contest run that you know you just landed awesome.
So Jen Fuji.
Awaiting scores.
Judges are going to be talking this one through. Difficult to say. I've got him maybe high 70s.
You're boom. Should put you in the judging booth, mate.
No, I'm just a mind reader. I don't actually know how to do it. 79.66 for Jen Fuji. So that puts him into 4th place, just ahead of this man, Jackson Wells.
All right, baby bro. What do you got for us this time, mate? Coming in for another creative line on the left side. Right side, 270 on. And then with the left side, 450 to switch. Flawless execution on that one. Into this wall ride feature. Switch on, forwards out. It's not what he had planned from last run. Into the left, dub cork 9. Carrying this run through. Switch left side, double cork, misty 1260. Into the right side, dub 10 to switch. Wow, that was a bit of a wild one.
That was crazy.
That was like a right side dub cork 9, but pretzeled, I don't know.
We'll take a closer look at the replay.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I've seen him do that at the Olympics in practice.
What is it?
It's, I mean, it's a right side dub cork 9, but it's just not the normal rotation that you'd do that trick.
Huh? So Jackson, a bit of trouble there at the end. How do you tidy that up for run 3?
Oh, land on your feet. Yeah.
Simple as that?
Yeah, straight up. Yeah.
Cheers.
There you go. He called it how he saw it.
Man of few words.
Who's the most naturally talented of all the worlds?
I don't know about natural talent, mate. Hard work.
Okay, Ben Barclay of New Zealand, current leader and penultimate man to drop, having banked the 2nd highest score of qualifying. 2nd run scores, and he's looking very comfortable at the moment.
Right side 270 on, 270 off of that 2nd rail. Setting himself up, switch. Front side 450 off the cannon. Now what's he got on the jumps? Left side, dub cork 10, mute grab. Into the right side, dub cork 1260, again with nice execution. Coming and switch into this last jump. Switch, double cork 1260, Japan grab, and he's stoked.
Well, we all know
Great run.
What Ben Barclay sprinkled on his cereal this morning. I think it was consistency.
Straight up.
He just doesn't look like he's going to drop any of this.
Nah, just pure confidence oozing throughout his skiing all the way down. This is what the judges want to see.
Beautiful, solid runs pouring off the conveyor belt for Ben Barclay. Gut feeling, better or worse than the first run?
Then another impressive run. What are we going to see for run 3?
See what the score comes in, but looking to up it for the final run, change the whole thing and give something new a whack.
Okay, well, I'll pose that question to you again now that we've seen the scores. He came in with an 83.66, so he will use his first run score of 87.33, but just a little ragged, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was just a little bit looser. I think the execution on the first run was just top-notch, and that's what that 87 reflected.
Taisei Yamamoto of Japan.
First place qualifier. What does he have for us in this second run?
He's being held out of the top spot by New Zealand's Ben Barclay at the moment.
Frontside switch up, continuing 450 out, coming in switch into this down bar, switch left 270 and just coming off a little early there.
And you could see his body language instantly. It's like he's going to let this one go.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to up that 84 that he got last run with a mistake like that. So this is just some practice. This is for the people.
Just coasting through. Is that Cossack?
Court 3 Cossack.
Come on, let's see an alien.
Nice 540. Cruising his way through. He'll be looking to that third run to jump himself up into that top spot.
Okay, so a lot of pressure on Taisei Yamamoto, but after the first runs now, Ben Barclay of New Zealand, after the second runs, I apologise, Ben Barclay of New Zealand is in first place with an 87.33. Taisei Yamamoto gets a 33.33 for his second run, so he uses that 84.33 to claim second place, just ahead of Luca Harrington, who improved his score to take an 83 and remain in third. Jen Fuji has bumped himself up just ahead of Jackson Wells. Troy Podmilsat and Cameron Waddell languishing at the bottom there, but still 9 out of our 10 skiers have landed runs, so good consistency there through and through, and it's going to be a very tight third and final run for the men. First though, it's the small matter of the women. The 6 women going toe-to-toe, third and final runs. Eileen Gu qualified in first and currently is sitting very comfortably out in front on an 88.33. 11 points ahead of New Zealand's Ruby Andrews. Maya Himoto is currently in third, with Abby Harrigan breathing down her neck in fourth. There you can see Cardrona Resort sat up here. Nick Hine earlier on called this the weekend of the season, Jossie.
I think it is, mate. Beautiful weather yesterday, beautiful weather the Friday leading into it. This is it. First day of spring today. I think the conditions out there are a direct reflection, mate. It's nice and slushy, nice and warm. Bring on spring.
It would be criminal not to take a couple of hot laps after this. If you're looking at the Southern Alps, wondering if it's worth one last trip, 100% is. Laura Wootton of New Zealand, first to drop in the third and final runs of the women's Freeski Slopestyle finals. Let's see if she can improve on that second run.
Sliding the first rail. Making her way into the second feature here. The down rail, greasing to the end, the best we've seen her do yet. She's opting around the last rail feature to set up for this first jump. To the straight edge, just clipping the knuckle there a little bit. And that is another knuckle. That is not what you want to be doing.
Disappointing for her, because you see the importance of hitting that third rail feature, because you actually need it to generate the speed for the kickers.
Yeah, exactly. The way this course is set up, you know, that big wall ride and the big cannon rail are there for a reason, so you carry a lot of speed off them and carry that into the first jump.
So clipping the knuckle, going into the slide there. It's a disappointing day for Laura Wootton.
There we go, and ice those heels.
A couple of big knocks from the knuckles. Next in Yang Rui of China.
Greasing that first rail. Coming into the second rail feature here. Opting for the side of the waterfall rail. Sliding to the end. Now with a 180 next to the rail. Just nicking the knuckle there. Let's hope she can get the speed. And no, just like we were talking about before, Ed. You really need to carry your speed off that third rail feature.
Just clears the knuckle on that one though. Much more comfortable on the jump. She's the Chinese national big air champion. Slides in on that 540, just creeping over the knuckle. Only just started competing at this level this year, so still very much a work in progress for the 14-year-old. Phenomenal how young, like some of the years we're seeing on the start list now. 49.33 for Yang Rui. So won't beat her second run score of 52, but it does ensure her 5th place. Now Mayu Himoto of Japan. She's there down to 70.66. There's that huge score set by Eileen Gu of 88.33 that she's got to beat. Currently in third though. She needs to put a decent score down because Abby Harrigan from Australia is going to go after her, and she's sat in fourth, so she wants to put a bit more daylight between her and the Australian.
Into this down bar, greasing it to the end. Looking for a 180 next to the wall right there, carrying the speed in this first jump. Looking over the right shoulder, switch right side 540 and just clipping the knuckle there. It's definitely slowing down in this course, it looks like.
So another one bites the dust on that first knuckle. Unfortunately, both Laura Wooten and Mayu Himoto down there.
That third feature is really key for setting up your jumps nicely. Once you lose a little bit of momentum, it's kind of all over, isn't it?
Interestingly, if you want to go into detail there, Mayu came out of a spin, so she didn't see it all the way through, whereas Laura watched it. She was on a straight air and knew she was going to clock the knuckle all the way, and you almost tense up more.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, next in, Abby Harrigan of Australia, currently on a 59 in fourth place. She can improve by just over 11 points to 70.66. Then she will reel in Mayu Himoto.
Kicking things off again with really solid Japan grab out of that rail. Showing the consistency, all 3 runs greasing that. Making her way down into this third rail feature, carrying good speed. Frontside 270 out to the switch left, 540. Landing smooth. To the left side, 720.
Stays on her feet.
Stays on her feet, coming into this last jump. Big right side, 360. A little squirrely there, but all the way through on her feet. Smooth run.
Be interesting to hear what she has to say about this, because she's been dropping. She got that 59 to start with and then fell for a 49.66 on her second run, but that was good. She did well to recover there.
Yeah.
And then needs to spread the skis and slow herself down to stop herself over-rotating.
Well, Abby, tell us about that one. Probably your best of the day?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, pretty happy with it.
Thanks,
Thanks.
Okay, so Abby Harrigan. Local hill is Perisher. Waiting on her second score. 74.66, and she manages to overhaul Mayu Himoto on the last run there to move into the podium positions. So 3rd to 6th place are settled, which means it's a straight up street fight between Ruby Andrews of New Zealand and Eileen Gu of China as to who will go home with the top spot. Ruby Andrews drops in, guaranteed at least 2nd position.
It's a nice way to drop into your final run. All confidence with the front side, 450 out. Kicking things off really nicely. Greasing that second rail all the way to the end, under the feet. Into the cannon rail. Backside, 450, setting herself up, switch into this jump line. Big switch, right side, 720. Into the switch, left 540. Coming into this last jump switch. 540 mute grab, perfect execution on that last jump. She's going to be stoked with that one.
So a little pump of the arm there as she came down. This is beautiful, really strong to open.
Really strong. With the 450 out there.
Now this first kicker was maybe a touch short.
Yeah, that was the only thing in the run. But she was still able to carry her speed into that second jump and clear. And this last 540 was beautiful. Look at this head. Perfect mute grab. Great execution.
Tell us how it feels to nail such a good run like that here at Cardrona.
Oh, it's pretty nerve-wracking to not land a best run and then you're up to your third run, and yeah, I'm just so stoked.
So an 84.66 for Ruby Andrews. Very, very close, but unfortunately not close enough to this woman, Eileen Gu. She has the highest score of the day so far, 88.33, and that is enough for the victory. So once again, as it was in the halfpipe, it's a victory lap for Eileen Gu here in the ANC Women's Slopestyle Freeski Finals.
I've never taken a real victory lap in my entire life. I've always pushed myself. I think today is the day that you watch me do Cossacks on every single feature.
Oh, here we go. So she's never done a victory lap before. She always tries to push herself. But today we're going to get the Cossack. Yes! There it is, the Cossack. Both poles between the legs. She's doing it on everything. You can even hear her giggling on the camera mics.
She's loving it. Ed, I mean, Eileen's really come out here today and just shown supreme confidence from the moment she stepped into that gate. You know, we heard that interview for her at the top before her second run, and it was just cool, calm and collected, like she was just, you know, owning the day.
Well, it's a big warning shot, isn't it, out there to the existing elite level talent of women's free skiing that Eileen Gu is coming for them.
That's fun.
Yeah, totally.
So Cossacks on every single feature. It'll be interesting to see what the judges make of the variety here.
That was fun.
Well, Eileen, your first ever victory lap.
Yes, that was. Normally, I really like to push myself and take it as a training lap, but I did hit my head pretty hard yesterday in the halfpipe, and I decided today was the day to finally live my dreams and Cossack every feature. Yes.
That is when you know someone has their priorities straight, when their dream is Cossacking every feature on a slopestyle course.
Love it.
So confirmation of the results after 3 runs. It's Eileen Gu who pushes out. Ruby Andrews can take great solace, though, that her third and final run score would have been enough to beat the second score of Eileen Gu. Abby Harrigan rounds out the top 3. Now, though, it's time to cross back over to the men. We'll be settling this 10-man final, and at the moment, it's very, very close. We have Ben Barkley up at the top, just ahead of Taisei Yamamoto. Luca Harrington rounds out the top 3. Jen Fuji, Jackson Wells just behind him. Peter Reich will drop first. He finally managed to stick a run on the second drop. That has pushed him up into 6th place, smack bang in the middle of the field. So let's see if he can improve again.
All right, Peter dropping in with some confidence after putting that second run down under his belt. He's going to bring it all out right now. Switch right side, 270. 270 out, squeaking around to a left side, 450, and just missing the rail there. I'm sorry, Ed, but that is not what the judges want to see.
No, this
and Peter knows it.
Yeah.
Here we go. This is for the people. Still the right side dub cork, 1080 mute grab. Into the left side dub cork, 1260, setting himself up. Switch right side into this last jump. Big switch right dub cork, 1080.
Those who can do, and Peter Wright can on the kickers. Unfortunately, he couldn't on the rails. So great run through the kickers at the end there, but just couldn't line up any of the rails.
No. Still can be stoked though to stomp that second run. Beautiful all the way down. Build that confidence going into the next events.
Nervous weight though, that 45.33 for the third run. He's relying on that second run score of 74.66. There's still everyone to drop behind him. He's got Tomo Matsura Ruka Ito, Troy Podmilitak, and this man, Cameron Waddell, currently in 10th position. We've had glimpses of just how good he is, but can T-Pod put it all together for the third and final run?
Switch left side, 270, 270 out. That's where he had struggle on the first run. Greasing into this last run. The big right side 450 onto the rainbow down bar, followed by a front side 450 out, setting himself up forwards here. Big right side dub cork 10 and just missing it there.
Oh, it's not his day, is it?
That is a real bummer. That run was shaping up so nicely. That switch 450 on the waterfall rail, it's beautiful.
He's been so close on every run, but it slipped through his fingers. Just trying to keep that focus, but didn't work. Had the rails together, but each time.
Competition is a fickle beast.
So here's the mistake. Right side double 10.
Yeah,
He puts it down. Just too much weight on the inside.
I think so.
So, just unlucky day, is it?
Yeah, not my day today. Just happy to be out here though, competing with everyone. Perfect weather, perfect course, just all around happy to be in New Zealand. Thanks for having me, cheers.
It's been a pleasure having you too, Cam. 19-year-old out of Jindabyne. He's working his way back from a broken back, so he'll be stoked to be out here. I'm sure he knows exactly what it means and what a privilege it is to be here. Ruka Ito of Japan. Best score is a 76.6. Going to want to punch that up now. Currently in 8th.
Kicking off this run with a switch right side 270, continuing 270 out into the left side 450 to switch. Coming into this cannon rail, switch on pretzel 450, swirling it around. Is he going to have the speed to clear this first jump? I do not think so. That is a write-off.
It was that invisible wrestling match with gravity on the 450 that did him, wasn't
exactly.
it? Managed to fight free of gravity's grapple, but slid in the second cork.
Dub cork, 10 for the people. That was beautiful, mate.
Disappointing for Ruka Ito. Second run score of 76.6 is what will be working for him, but it's only good enough for 8th place. Look at that.
Yeah, just a little bit off on that. Struggling to get it around.
Did so well even to get it that far.
Yeah.
Okay, 32.66. It won't better his second run score. So Ruka Ito will sit just one place ahead of Troy Podmilsak and Cam Waddell. So those three occupying the bottom 3 spots. T-Pod.
Back to the top. T-Pod for his third and final run. TJ Schiller giving him knocks at the top. Opening with that beautiful right side 450 yet again.
So much jeopardy in that.
Yeah. Switch left side 270, 270 off. Looking cool, calm and collected out here on his third and final run. Switch on, front side 630 out, setting himself up, switch for this jump line. Switch left side, misty 900 tail grab.
Tucking into the second kicker.
Into the left side, dub cork 10 safety grab into this third and final jump. Perfect execution on that right side, dub cork 1440, gets the mute grab, and he is stoked.
So the 15-year-old out of Utah, Park City, gets congratulated by the women's slope winner, Eileen Gu, down at the bottom there.
Man, I just love that 450, the way he starts his run. Gets the judge's attention right off the bat.
So casual, winding onto the waterfall and then back off again.
Yeah, the execution of this run was beautiful. Dub cork 10.
And that's been scoring huge points with the judges.
Yeah, this 1440 at the end was absolutely perfect. Yeah, he's stoked.
So Troy, you're puffing, but you're stoked that you made that.
Yeah, I fell my first 2 runs, took a heavy slam, and it was just nice to switch up the run and get a score down. Thank you.
T-Pod, Troy Podmilsack, waits on his score. At the moment, Luca Harrington is in third place. Podium bubble on an 83. The top spot is the other New Zealander on the podium, Ben Barkley, with an 87.33. Taisei Yamamoto sits between them on 84.33. So very, very close in those podium positions. No one's made the 90s yet. Do you think T-Pod could be the first, Jossie?
I'm not too sure if that's in the 90s. Really, really solid run. Great execution. It's definitely going to be a high score. You know, the judges are taking their time with it, as this is the third and final run, and things are heating up here in this final.
Yeah, they want to get this one right. So, here he goes. 83 is the 80.66. And as Troy said, he'll take it. Good enough for fourth place. Jen Fuji gets pushed into fifth. Jackson Wells gets pushed into sixth. So the pressure now starting to crank up. Luca Harrington currently in third. He's going to want to put a bigger score down just to cement his podium position. He was big but loose on his second run. Can he tidy it up?
Yeah, just got to watch the speed a little bit on this run and get the execution dialed down. He's kicking off his run here, coming in switch. The switch on, frontside 450 off and washing it around. Unfortunately,
for podium places, it's got to be clean as a whistle, and that little sketch there might cost him.
I mean, he might be making it up here. He's really sending it. Right side dub cork, 1260 tail grab, massive yet again. The switch.
Oh, the impact.
He's going huge.
He's sending it so far to the bottom of those landings.
Mate, his wax tech is killing it.
I think he might have kneed himself in the face there.
Yeah, that was huge. There's a lot of impact to come down. Oh man.
He's got big, that was a huge hit. Just sending it so deep on these kickers.
Switch right side. He's going for the dub 10 and just going massive. Oh, knee to the face.
Still has the composure to shut that down.
Yeah, total air awareness. And just cops a knee to the face.
Okay.
Oh, mate.
Freeski coaches are down there. Might be his dad, Greg. As we said before, both his brother, Ben, and his dad, Greg, are coaches here.
You got to pay to play in this game, mate.
Yeah. If you want to dance, you've got to pay the band.
Yep.
I remember when I first met you, I think you were 17, you were already dealing with patella tendinosis.
Oh, yes.
You could only land switch for a season.
Yeah, it's pretty much been my whole career.
It's not bad things have happened.
Could be worse.
Okay, so Luca Harrington down on the second knuckle there. Can assure you he's getting the best medical attention. As soon as we have any word on his condition, we will bring that to you. But so far, this is the first pause we've had in an otherwise stellar Freeski finals for both the men and the women. Perfect conditions up here at Cardrona Alpine Resort. And we've got small crowds assembled on each side of the course all the way down. But arguably the best seats in the house here at Cardrona, if you want to watch this comp, are on White Star. Best thing to do is to pay someone, I find, with young children to fall over about 15 minutes after you've got on the lift, and then you stop right above the knuckle of the second jump.
Love it. Yeah, that White Star Express is such a pleasure to ride up. You just get such good entertainment all the way up, with the park running all the way down underneath the chair all the way.
And it's one of my favourite things about riding here. There's no airs or graces. You turn up at the top of the park, you're just as likely to come across any of your family, or Stale Sandbeck or Torgeir Bergerum this morning. You can do hot laps with arguably the world's best, and no one's got that kind of closed shop. Everyone's like, hey, how's it going?
Yeah, man, I mean, everyone's out here enjoying themselves, right? It's incredible.
So, if you're just joining us, welcome to the QRC Winter Games New Zealand, fueled by Forsyth Barr. We're in the midst of the ANC Slopestyle finals. We've already tied up the women's, where Eileen Gu has made it a double in Slopestyle to back up her half-pipe victory last weekend. The men's, we're midway through right now. And disappointingly, we've just seen one of the local favourites, Luca Harrington, go down on his third and final run. He's currently sat in the podium positions. He's in third on an 83, just 1.3 points behind Taisei Yamamoto, who qualified in first, but at the moment is being held out of the top spot by Ben Barkley. New Zealander who grew up skiing Ruapehu is currently holding the top spot, just 17 years old. The battle at the top here, you've been in this situation a few times, Jossie. You're all ready to ski, but you're on hold. How do you cope with it?
I mean, you just need to rely on your confidence from practice, and I mean, every event we go, it's always streamed, so you do know that this can happen, and you just prepare yourself. So when it does happen, switch off for a minute, relax, and then when they give you the go-ahead again, back into the zone.
Okay, Toma Matsura ready to go. Luca Harrington would have been taken off the course, and as I said, if we have any news on his condition, we will bring that to you. So Toma Matsura out of Japan, currently on a 73.33 from his first run. Just stepping up to this international elite level of competition.
Kicking things off here with the switch left side 270 to forward. This third and final run. Looking to step things up. Big 450 on, pulling it back to forwards. That was really beautiful. Backside 630 off of the cannon, just dragging a hand there. Into the right side 9, just flipping the knuckle there a little bit with those tails, and that will be him.
Okay, so maybe an indication that things are heating up here, or do you think it's more a case of people losing focus?
I just think that third rail feature is so key for setting up your jumps, and if you have a little bobble there, you don't quite carry quite enough speed off that cannon rail, then it can have detrimental effects for the rest of the run.
Okay, we have seen it time and again, and it was an issue, interestingly, that really started showing itself with the women. Oh, just sneaking over there as well. Toma Matsura, the kid from Gifu in Japan, just 16 years old, can ride a 15.33. So his best run score is that 73.33, and that is good enough for 8th place. So back up to the top now, Gen Fuji.
Gen Fuji dropping in here for his last run.
Third of our 4 Japanese riders in this lovely creative line at the top.
Love this creative line. Once again, showing the perfection, showing the consistency. 450 on, bringing it back to forwards. Technical there. Backside 630 off with the tail grab. It's carrying great speed in this first jump. Left side double cork, 1080 safety grab. And to the left side, double cork, 1260 mute. Just under rotating and bouncing around.
He got hooked up there, didn't he, in the landing? Maybe 15, 20 degrees short of where he wanted to be. You can see him dipping his head in disappointment there. He knows how close he would have been to a big score. Currently sat in 5th. The execution was starting to tidy up, and he could have bumped that 79.66 into the 80s and potentially up into the top 4, maybe even the top 3. So the podium at the moment, Ben Barkley in first, Taisei Yamamoto in second, Luca Harrington in third. Jackson Wells is at the top of the slopestyle course. He's in 6th place, a very casual first run, dropped his second, now the pressure is on.
Here we go, Jackson. The right side, 270 up to forward. Coming from the side into the 450 on to switch.
2 beautiful rails to start.
Into the wall ride, switch on, front side 450 out.
Only person using that wall ride in the finals.
Into the dub cork 900 safety grab. To the switch double misty 1260 to the left.
Incredible air awareness
Coming
there.
into this last jump. Right side dub cork 900 again, and just not sticking it there perfectly.
So disappointing, just washing out there. We saw a couple of mistakes in the men's snowboard finals earlier where Starley Sandbeck was over-rotating and the judges didn't punish him too badly in terms of execution. So disappointing.
Right here.
It's a crazy rotation.
Crazy rotation and just over-rotating a tad and having that leg come up.
This will be the best angle to see it from.
Yeah. Not what you're after.
Ooh. Oh, so close and yet so far for Jackson Wells.
So the margin of error, it's just nothing, isn't it? It's so close.
Yeah, I mean, just if the slope was wider, I think. Nah, super happy. I mean, just happy to be here skiing. Beautiful day.
Okay, a 41.66. Actually, if we're going to pull apart a low score, for one tiny bobble in there, didn't actually come off his feet. That seems like a tough score, but Jackson Wells will make do with 6th position. So now, in terms of our running, we have Ben Barkley, Taisei Yamamoto left to drop. Only 2 men, and they're the 2 men sat in 1st and 2nd place. Ben Barkley will want to grease this run to make sure he can stay in the top spot.
Switch left 270, Pretzel 450 to kick things off. The right side 270 on, 270 off of this down rail. Into the cannon rail here. Switch on front side 450. First jump, right side, dub cork 1260 and just over-rotating a little bit, spinning around. He's gonna have to sit at the bottom and wait for Taisei to come down. He's sitting on an 87.33. So he has a nice, comfortable lead of a few points. But I would not want to be sitting at the bottom with Taisei at the top, ready to rip.
Oh, this is going to be a nervous wait for Ben Barkley. He is guaranteed either 1st or 2nd, so the 17-year-old can say job well done for today. He will be the highest placed New Zealander or Australian from these finals, so he'll take some valuable ANC Continental Cup points home. There's Luca Harrington, a smile on his face, just giving the knuckles to Ben Barkley as he comes down. So that is great news to see him up and smiling. But Ben Barkley will be watching this man very, very closely. Taisei Yamamoto, the spinning top. Lovely, lovely guy, not to mention pretty handy on a set of skis. He's got to be 87.33, which basically means he's got to be pretty incredible for the next 45 seconds.
Here we go. Taisei getting in the zone at the top, dropping in for this 3rd and final run to round out this final. Frontside switch up, continuing 450 out.
Very crisp.
Coming in switch here, switch left side 270, Pretzel 450.
Bit of a wobble in there.
Into a front side 810, is it?
I think so.
I think
Used
so.
up every ounce of the landing.
Right side dub cork 1080. Into the left side dub 1260. Coming into this final jump.
He's holding on to this one.
Switch. Left side, dub cork 1080 truck driver, going massive. Fists in the air.
That was phenomenal. That run was a stampeding herd of Palominos that somehow he managed to hold on to. Finishes up with some press-ups off the tips there. And the judges have got a really tough job on their hands here because the highest run score we have today is Ben Barkley's 87.33. And that was from the first run. So cast your mind back.
Yep.
The head judge, Tori Beattie, is really going to have to focus the judges now to compare and contrast 2 runs at either end of the finals.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you know, the technical variety of this run was really high. That 2nd rail was a little squirrely with the 450. Ben Barkley's skiing was really, really picture perfect from top to bottom. So it's just, we'll leave it in the judge's hands, Ed.
That was almost the bow and arrow, wasn't it? Look
Yeah,
at
that's beautiful. Oh, I would not want to be a judge, mate.
English. So, very good press-ups, but a good run too. You happy?
Yeah, happy, so happy day. So far?
Oh, he's looking out for the score, 81.66.
81, okay.
So Taisei Yamamoto will take his first run score as well of 84.33, which means New Zealand has its first victory here at the Slopestyle In the Freeski men's with Ben Barkley, you can see Luca Harrington there, bib number 56. He took a knee to the face. He's got a very, very bruised cheek there, but he will round out the top three. So Ben Barkley in first. Incredible first run from him. Same for Taisei Yamamoto. Luca Harrington takes his second run score to round out the top three. T-Pod, last in best dressed, managed to claim fourth. And then Jackson Wells down in sixth. Disappointment for Cameron Waddell. Signs of greatness there, but he wasn't able to put a full run together. Impressive finals, Jossie.
Yeah, it was great finals, mate. The course looked like it was running well. There's great tricks being thrown down. I mean, you know, those top three runs were beautiful. Ben Barkley bringing absolute perfection to that run. Pleasure to watch.
And I'd put Ben Barkley and Eileen Gu in exactly the same league, 17 and 18 years old respectively, and they're both at that stage where they're starting to make real noises on the international scene.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you could see with their skiing today that you could see the confidence like oozing out of their skiing. You know, everything that they were doing was so precise and exactly where they wanted to be. They never looked like a little sketchy or anything, you know. And I think when you have that ultimate confidence, it's just you get the snowball rolling and you're good to go. You're green light.
It's phenomenal though, and you touched on this during the competition, just how perfect you've got to be now.
Yeah, exactly. This level is so high, and the judges are looking at any way to separate these riders. And so the perfection, really, you know, the execution, the perfection of that execution really comes down and is the major key here.
Well, we saw Luca Harrington very briefly there after that really nasty bang he took from his knee into his cheek or eye socket on the third and final run there. He'll be very pleased with that third place.
Oh yeah, huge showing from Luca. That first run of his was absolutely beautiful. Backed it up with a second run of 83. Solid skiing.
Okay, so here we have the podium for the women. It's going to be the flower ceremony.
Slopestyle women's ski presented by Cardrona Alpine Resort. I'd like to welcome Marty Toomey to present the flowers.
Marty Toomey from Winter Games will be giving out the bouquets.
Legend.
Abby Harrigan.
Abby Harrigan.
And in second place,
So the Australian local makes her way up onto the third step.
Coming in second
and
place,
the winner
Kiwi
of the
Ruby Andrews.
2019 QRC Winter Games NZ.
Great performance from her and a lot of positives to take from today.
Eileen Gu representing.
But the woman of the hour, the woman of the day, showing supreme confidence. Eileen Gu taking out the first spot today.
Yet she's going to be a fascinating woman to watch over the next 2 years in the build-up to the Beijing 2022 Olympics.
I agree.
She's switched citizenship to China, and China have been playing catch-up. They've been snowboarding for a while. They started sending delegations to Turin 06, but free skiing is new for them. They've only started in the last 5 or 6 years, and Eileen Gu could be a phenomenal talisman for them.
Yeah, I think so, mate. Like just with the showing of these last couple of weeks that I've seen, you know, she's got a really bright future.
Okay, Ruby Andrews, a very strong positive for New Zealand in second place there. But this was the winning run from Eileen Gu, and it was a thing of beauty.
Yeah, this execution was amazing.
So much speed through those rails, and that all comes down to confidence.
Yeah, exactly. Big rodeo 5 on that first jump, setting up all the jump lines so nicely there. Switch right side, 540 into the 720 to finish things off. And as I said before, just beautiful skiing top to bottom.
Okay, it's been an incredible day down here. You can see Taisei Yamamoto just playing with the flex on his skis there. Looks like he's having a lot of fun. Luca Harrington, good to see him up, walking and healthy. Looks like he'll be going away with nothing more than a pretty healthy black eye. So Luca Harrington claims third place. Taisei Yamamoto, second place for the Japanese skier. But in first place on home snow, the man who grew up skiing at Ruapehu, started competing after a trip to Breckenridge at age 10, and has been going from strength to strength ever since. Calls Wanaka home during the Southern Hemisphere winter. Ben Barkley sits on top of the podium. There we go, Marty Toomey handing out the bouquets. And a fantastic performance from Ben Barkley to hold off someone with as much pedigree as Taisei Yamamoto. Impressive skiing, Jossie.
Oh, great skiing from all these boys. Real pleasure to watch, pleasure to hang out in here.
It's been an absolute pleasure having someone with your expertise sat next to me. Now we can take a look back at Ben Barkley's winning run.
Kicking things off with that switch 270 pretzel 450, showing straight dominance. To the right side, 2 on, 2 out. Front side 450 out of that cannon rail. Big dub cork 1080 into the dub cork 1260 the other way.
And he was so clean on all of the landings.
Exactly. Perfectly clean, great execution. That's exactly what the judges want to see.
There you go. A fantastic performance from Ben Barkley and all of the competitors today. New Zealander will be inundated with media requests, I imagine. Such is the profile of the QRC Winter Games New Zealand, fueled by Forsyth Barr. Undoubtedly, Cardrona has turned it on today. We saw the ANC Slopestyle finals. For first, the snowboarding this morning. There was a bit of breeze, but it was the old hand, Celia Norendal, who came out and took first in the women's. In the men's, it was a very, very impressive performance. But here in the Freeski, the day belongs to Eileen Gu of China, who took the women's Freeski out, and the man you've just seen there, Ben Barkley. Thank you for watching. The Winter Games continues and will crescendo this weekend at Cardrona Alpine Resort with the Halfpipe World Cup men's and women's finals. We'll see you there. Week 2 of the QRC Winter Games New Zealand sees the start of our Alpine coverage from Queenstown's Coronet Peak ski area. Early in the week, you can catch highlights of the Alpine Super G as the discipline makes its first appearance at the Winter Games New Zealand since 2011, with both able-bodied and para-athletes on show, followed by the action from the giant slalom. It's all right here at the QRC Winter Games New Zealand 2019.